Looks like we're finally getting a Pirates reboot. No, not that Pirates. This Pirates. It looks like we're unfortunately getting a Pirates of the Caribbean reboot, which in my opinion is absolutely unnecessary. We've had 5 of these films so far, all of them with Johnny Depp. To have a reboot right now with a different actor, a different actress, I think it's completely unwarranted in my opinion. I don't think we need this reboot right now. I think either do Pirates 6, which I think is what people would rather see, other than watching a total new Pirates of the Caribbean film with a different cast without Johnny Depp. I think that Johnny Depp has become really integral to the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and it's gonna be hard to get people on board and doing another Pirates of the Caribbean without him. I just don't see this new reboot working. I just don't feel any hunger for it, and even if Margot Robbie plays the title role, I just think that it's time to move on from this franchise. All of the critics score and the audience score basically have gone downhill ever since the first one. I think the first one is the best Pirates of the Caribbean film, but I'm a fan of the entire trilogy. I think the entire Pirates trilogy is solid. I'm just not really a fan of 4 and 5. I think the story should have ended at number 3, even though I think that I understand how some people don't like the entire trilogy because it's sort of, there are some things that are really unexplained, and it sort of gets a little bit too just fantastical near the third one especially. I just think that just 2 and 3 are really ambitious movies, even though they don't hit all of it out of the park. Like the first one, I think is just a fantastic, fun film. The soundtrack is just incredible, and Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow just made the entire movie. I think he was a very extremely likable, and he remains likable as the main character. Even though near the 5th one, he sort of became a caricature, and he just didn't really do it for me as a character anymore. I still think that Johnny Depp was good in the role, even though I didn't like the character of Jack Sparrow in the 5th installment. And like I said, I just don't know where you can go with this franchise anymore. We already had 5 movies, and now you want to sort of make a new one, a brand new film. It's not going to be the 6th film of the franchise. This is going to be like starting over again from scratch. And I just don't see the point. What is this one going to be? I mean, what's the story? What's going to be the main antagonist here? Is it going to be like another cursed pirate crew or just a ghost ship? Jerry Bruckheimer, he recently stated that they're doing a reboot because it's easier than just to wait for certain actors to play in these roles. And I understand that, but why do you even do a reboot at all? I think this is just a money-based decision. It's really just for money, but I feel like the hunger isn't really there for a new film. He had this to say on recasting the roles. You really don't know, Bruckheimer initially said. Because with Top Gun, you have an actor who's iconic and brilliant, and how many movies he does before he does Top Gun, I can't tell you. But we're gonna reboot Pirates. So that is easier to put together because you don't have to wait for certain actors. I think that's just sort of a way for him to say, we're moving on. We don't need Depp, we don't need Orlando Bloom or Keira Knightley. We just gonna do our own thing. And I know that Depp said, no matter what amount of money Disney will pay me, I'm not going to do a Pirate 6 anymore, because he was just basically fired off the franchise. And I think this whole thing's a mess. I really don't see a benefit for Pirates of the Caribbean 6 or Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. I really don't. I think you should just lay the franchise to rest, at least for a couple of years. The last one, it wasn't all that long ago, so I just feel like this is just unnecessary. There should not be a Pirates reboot. If we look at all of the Rotten Tomato score for each different pirate films, we got this declining reception of both critics and audiences. So let's just check out the critics and the audience score. So Pirates of the Caribbean 1, The Curse of the Black Pearl, had an 80% critic score and 86% audience score. It's relatively close. I think this is a great film, just an amazing achievement for Disney. I would even put the score higher, in my opinion. I think it's a fun and energetic film. Pirates 2 has a 53% critic score, but a 72% audience score. So the audience is above the critics, and I think I would be above the critics here on Pirates 2. I think Dead Man's Chest is actually a pretty underrated sequel. And now Pirates 3, we arrive here at 44% critics and a 72% for audience rating. Now the audience rating here hasn't dropped really all that much since the first one, which is good. I think the quality here for the first 3 films are pretty decent, and I think that audiences still have liked Pirates of the Caribbean up to number 3. 4, I think, is where we get some problems where in the series reception, because the critics score of 4, which is on Stranger Tides, is 33%, and it has an audience rating of 54%, which is not good for an audience rating this low. I think that's very concerning, and it's even more concerning with Pirates 5 for a 30% score on for the critics rating and a 60% audience rating for Dead Man Tells No Tales. So you can see the declining ratings of the franchise. I think it still makes money, which is primarily which is the main reason why they're doing these movies. Let's be honest, but I feel like the new one will not make money. I think people are going to reject it. I don't think that people are going to accept the new lead in these movies. I think the fans are way too attached to Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. I think it's really not a good idea. I'm really not excited for it. I think it's just I think it's a poor decision, and I think that Jerry Bruckheimer and the studio should reevaluate it. At least just do a Pirates 6. Just don't do a reboot. I think rebooting it is way too soon, first of all, and second of all, I just don't think that they're gonna have a great idea to reboot it. I just don't see any reason to do it. So yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean having a reboot. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea to do it without Johnny Depp? I think it's a horrible idea, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's going to turn out to be awesome, but I doubt it highly. I think this franchise is in trouble. I just don't see any value in it, really. Let me know what you think about the news down in the comments below. See you next time. Bye.